Welcome everyone. I am here with Alex. My name is Brittany Brown, founder over at Beating Binge Eating, leader of Food Freedom Forever Mastermind and Movement. And I am here with Alex. So Alex is a graduate of our Beating Binge Eating Blueprint program. And I'm about to interview her on her journey. So she had a complete 180 from binge and emotional eating in a really short span of time. And then now is integrating that experience into her life because she graduated just about a month or two ago. So unless my time is a little off. So in this interview, you're going to learn a ton. You're going to learn about her journey, some of her mindsets that she took into her journey to get the most out of it. Also some perspective shifts she had. So you can actually, be inspired, of course, and then also have some tangible things to take and out into your life. So let's jump in, Alex. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I'd love to just start, let's talk a little bit about where you were before BBEB and where you are now, kind of like the comparison between the two.
Gosh, it's hard to compare because it's so different. It's like two different worlds. And before I started the program, I was such in a dark place, like very depressed. And I think it was probably the lowest I've been in my entire life. And yeah, I'm young, but I've been through some stuff the past few years, and lately was like the worst things. So probably August and September, a few months ago. And when I started the program, I just needed something to get myself out of that. And today it's just, I see like the light, I see my future, and that's the most beautiful part for me, because I would not see any future for myself anymore. I would not see why I would be alive and what life I can have. And today I have so many plans, and I don't know, I plan my future and I have so many great times. And I see my friends, things I was not doing anymore. I would not talk to anyone. I was isolating, and now I'm just going out all the time, just having fun. And yeah, so it's just completely different. I'm kind of the same person I used to be in the past, but like years and years ago, before the binge eating problem. So yeah, it's a huge difference for me.
That's so awesome. I love it. Yeah, I've loved your journey because I think for you, it's been obviously shifting through the food and body piece, which we'll talk about here in a second, but like what that has opened you up to, and almost like this returning back to the true you is what, from my view, that's what I see, like returning back to that real core, powerful woman. That's like your essence. Right. And yeah, it's just been so beautiful to watch. So I know that so much has opened up in your life, and then there's women who will watch this who like can't even imagine their like opening up in their life because they're so in the food and body struggle. You know what I mean? Like when you're so in it, you like can't even think about making a plan. You're like, oh my God, I can't even get through the day. Like I just binged last night. So how's the food and body part shifted for you?
Oh, that's funny, because now I see other people, but from a different point of view. I'm not in that struggle anymore. And it's crazy. I'm just telling myself, wow, I was that person before. And I was so like, I don't know, I did not want to think about anything else. I was just thinking about food all the time. My body, food, how I was looking, what I would eat, what I would not eat, restricting myself all the time. And today, I just don't think about it anymore. When I'm bored, I don't think about food. I think about doing something, go for a walk, or so many different things that changed with my body and food. Like I'm not obsessed with my body anymore. I'm not obsessed with food. Oh my gosh, I was so obsessed with food. I would read books, and I would go to the grocery stores just to look at the stuff. I would buy things, I would cook, but just give it to some other people, or I would obsess about it and then binge after that. So that's a big shift for me. Now I'm able to cook and just enjoy enjoy cooking and enjoy cooking with my friends and family and going out and eating at the restaurant, just whatever I want now. So that was a big shift for body and food for me.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
that's
know
so
if I answered your
you did.
question.
It's perfect. And it broke up for a little. So just if anyone lost that piece, I know you had said kind of eat what you want and enjoy, it sounds like enjoy your life, like go to restaurants and things like that. So that's so, so incredible. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for answering that. It's just so beautiful to see. I'm curious, what was I know you had a lot of takeaways, but what was your kind of biggest takeaway or lesson or thing that you learned throughout your journey?
So I just realized that I have the power to do something,
Yeah.
to make something with my life. And it just gave me so much hope hearing that. And I'm not the problem. It's not my fault, but there's something I can do. So I think this was a big shift for me. This was something I learned that I will remember all my life. And I'm still reading about it because it's really interesting for me. And there's also acceptance, like accepting my body the way it is today and loving my body unconditionally. So this was a huge thing for me that I think that we we work on it every day, but it's not a work, it's something that now I understand that before I would not understand. And this was a really big shift for me because now I'm gentle with myself because I'm telling myself, well, I love my body and myself unconditionally. There's no condition. Not I'm not waiting for a certain weight. I'm not waiting for a certain body. I love this body right now, and this is who I am right now. So yeah, acceptance and brain science.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so the brain science just reminding you that, you're not broken, that you're fully capable of changing and it's not your fault. You're not this broken individual and you can still do something about it. I think that's amazing. And then the acceptance piece. And I think what trips so many people up about acceptance is they think that if I accept myself as I am, I will never change. If I accept my body as it is, I might not ever lose weight. And it's okay to want to lose weight, and we can still love and support and nourish and work with our body through that process versus this old, outdated, like fight the body, beat the body up, not eat carbs or whatever that might be. So yeah, which we've all done our fair share of, right? So yeah, I love that. That's such a
But
beautiful takeaway.
I still have goals though. Like you said, it's not because yes, I love my body today, but I still have goals. I want to achieve things with my body, but not in an unhealthy way now. It's really with love, and it will take the time it will take. So now I don't have the same minding. Before I wanted it to be like in 2 weeks, but like that's not realistic, I know. But now if it's in 10 years, I don't care. I know I have some goals and I want to achieve them, but I'm not in a hurry anymore because I'm happy where I am today anyway. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's so beautiful. Yeah. So awesome. So I'm curious because you showed up in a really beautiful way for the program. You were on nearly every call, which is so great. And you, sometimes you didn't even have struggles, you just kind of shared your wins and you were there, but you were still like getting a lot of information in. Then when you did have stuff come up, you asked it and then you went and applied it to your life. You were just like on the journey and you were really, really committed to your growth. And then also shared a ton in the group. Like you were very, very involved in the process. And I tend to see that the women who are most involved and committed are the ones that do really, really incredible things in the program. And so I'm curious, like, what was kind of the mindset or the perspective that you took into the program that allowed you to get such incredible success? Because real quick, for those not watching, like the massive change that Alex is talking about is not something that took, 5 years of therapy. How long have you been graduated for? Probably 2 months, a month? Like it hasn't
A month.
a month. Yeah. I always say a little longer because my brain thinks like everything was yesterday. The time flies. So yeah. So you graduated an 8-week program with some extra weeks of support, of course, but a month ago. So this transformation took place over like 3.5 months, and you were feeling this way in your power earlier, like week 6, week 7, week 8. So this was like really, really fast. So I totally forgot my question. Oh yeah. So I was asking you what was that perspective shift that you brought into the process to really change and grow so quickly, and then also solidify the change so quickly?
I think I was such in a bad place when I started the program, and I remember talking to Stella and I told myself, and I remember I told my mom, I need to try this. This is kind of the last thing I need to try. Not the last thing of, I tried so many things in the last few years to get better, to feel better, to stop binge eating or any eating disorders. I had them all, and I don't know. I was so low, and I was thinking I cannot live that way. I was seeing just dark, and I had dark thoughts, and this program was for me like my last chance. I was just telling myself, okay, just try this all the way, because I wanted to live so badly. Like, I know inside of me, deep down that inside of me, I wanted to live so badly. I told myself, go for it, like all the way, and try it. Like, don't hold back. Just try it all the way, and then you can make a decision, or then you can see. But yeah, I just had to try this. So I think that's why I went really so much into it. I was so ready for this. I was really ready for this.
Yeah, you were, and you just went all in and got this incredible transformation. So proud of you. So proud of you. So this is awesome. All right. I have so many things I could ask you. I'd love to know. So say someone's in the program or on their own healing journey, right? And they are, what would you say to them? Like, what would you say to them, to those that are just starting, to those that are on their own healing program, to kind of just like keep the faith and keep going? Because there's ups and downs, you know what I mean? What's kind of your message to someone in that position?
I would say probably 3 words: trust, surrender, and share. Those are like magic. Really, just trusting the process, but trusting your body, trusting you, trusting the team, and trusting yourself. Like, really, trust is huge, even if you don't understand it at first. Just try it. Like, trust, but just do something. And surrender, because, and this I wouldn't, like, I did not understand how at first. I was like, surrender, yeah, okay, I will do everything I can. But I think surrender for me in that case was, I stepped out of my comfort zone a lot. For me, talking on Facebook, like writing down my struggles or talking about myself, this is something I don't usually do. But I told myself, okay, fine, you want to do this all the way, you need to go for it. So yeah, for me, that was that. And then sharing, yeah, being on the calls and being there. Like I said, stepping out of my comfort zone, it changed everything. Even if you say it's not me, it's not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're doing something for yourself. You're doing something for your life. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's not you. It can be you for now, and that will change everything. Just try. Just try it. So that would probably be the one thing I would say. Just give it a try.
Yeah, I love that. And so, yeah, like I think, and that was something that was really great about your journey is, yeah, you were there, and even if you didn't necessarily have anything to ask, you were still a part of it. You would still chime in. You were there. And I think getting what you needed, even if you weren't asking that big question. And that's what so many women say about the calls, right? Is like, you don't even know that you have a question until someone else asks it. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is the exact thing I was struggling with, So yeah, this is really great. Really, really great. And so, I'm curious, we were talking kind of on the beginning of the phone or on the beginning of the conversation about just that place before, you know, where you're in that dark place, you just binge for the 100th time. You don't know why, like you've tried a million things to stop. You're Googling, you're scouring the internet, you've read 18 books, like, you know, you don't know what to do. And you land on, our website, let's say, or you're in that place of still searching and you haven't even came to us. Yeah, what would you say to those people that are like watching this and they're just coming across our work for the first time? Or yeah, I'd love to just kind of know what you'd say to those people.
I think take action, like a first step. Just one little change, one little step can make all the difference. Most of the time we ask ourselves so many questions before we do something. Oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Just do something, because we never stop thinking, and this inside just never stops. But when you do something, things start to change. You do one simple thing, take one little step, and it can change your whole life. Just a tiny little thing. I'm thinking of, I'm looking back at where I was just a few months ago, and I'm thinking, wow, how much have I've changed, and in a good way. So many great things in the months. And it started with a simple step, with one little thing. I made the call with, I talked with Stella, and I remember I was telling myself, oh, I don't know if I will just make the call because I need to do something. That it was that tiny action. And I was not telling myself I would join. I was just like, oh, that's 45 minutes. It's all right. I will do that. And it was a first step. And I was not thinking about after the call. I was just thinking about that simple step. And I think that's important. Just do something.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so important. I love that. And if anyone's wondering about the call that she's talking about, so if you're watching this on YouTube or social media, we'll have a link in the comments with any information. And then if you're watching this like on our actual website, there'll be kind of an orange button that talks about the call. And when you click that, it goes to a whole video training about the call and how to beat binge eating, and the opportunity to schedule with us if anyone is interested in what Alex is talking about. She's talking about kind of our binge eating breakthrough call that we have with anyone who is interested in, either maybe you don't even know that you're interested in enrolling, but you're interested in getting support and you're taking that first step. And those calls provide a lot of clarity. Like even if you don't jump in the program with us, like you get a lot of clarity, and like why you're struggling, and really a step-by-step way to stop. So yeah, Alex, thank you for sharing that. And I'm curious, because like you mentioned that one first step, and when we're out there on our own trying to heal, there's a lot of steps that people talk about, like therapists have you go down the deep emotional route. A nutritionist has you track all your food. Eating disorder recovery has you like have dairy at every meal. Like there's all these bizarre things that people say that one should do. And having tried a lot, I'm curious, like when you came into our world, what felt different to you? Like what felt like you could actually surrender? You said surrender and trust. Those are really big things to just like meet someone for the first time and be like, I'm going in, So I'm curious, what felt different in our world that really allowed you to kind of just surrender and trust and really, really give it your all?
I think I felt like I was so free. I felt free with you, with the group. I felt like I was not alone anymore. And it was not like any other kind of therapy I had done, because before I always felt like I was alone with one person who would not really understand what I was talking about. But now I arrived and was like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one feeling that way. And people, like the ladies on the group, are so amazing, so inspiring. And every day, still today, I read them and I'm so inspired by all of them. And it's so great to see you're not alone. You don't need to go through hell alone. Like, get support, and it makes all the difference. And I think when I first heard you on it was an interview you had, a podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I could trust you straight
Hmm.
away. And this has never changed, because sometimes you tell yourself, okay, that's online. I don't know. Do I want to give money to someone I don't know? And I I don't know anyone who did the program. I don't know anyone. And I'm like the only French Canadian for now. So,
We've
no
had a
one.
few. We've had a few. Well, we've had a few Canadians. You're the first French Canadian.
So yeah, I had no one to ask, is that real? Is that a real program, or is that something sketchy, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just tried it. Like, I was kind of blind at that moment. I just said, okay, I need to try it. And since, like, today, still, I think the same thing. I still trust you. I still trust the
Mm.
program after a few months. So I'm just, well, just go for it. Like, I would tell anyone who's scared or anything, just go for it, because it's real. It's not like no bullshit, and so much love in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for just seeing that and acknowledging that. We do pour so much into it, and really, no matter what the growth is and things like that, really just have the community. We've brought more coaches on. We just like really, really want to support in that way. And I so appreciate you and your vulnerability and your dedication to yourself, and also the women and us. Like, you just always showed up, and also just for trusting us. That was like a big intuitive pull for you. You didn't have any proof besides maybe seeing some videos of ours online or hearing me online or things like that. So you just really followed your heart. And it takes a really unique person who can kind of just shut off the fear and jump in. So yeah, I just want to thank you so much for what you shared. And you know how proud I am of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's been such an honor to just work with you and be here with you. And also thank you for taking the time to do this. I know that this interview is going to inspire so many with your wisdom and your knowledge, and you just feel so grounded and like embodied in your transformation. It's I know you're like riding the freedom high, of course, because you're feeling free, but it also feels really tangible and like integrated into your experience, which is just so huge. So I could just gush forever, but thank you. I'll end with thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything, everything. I will be forever grateful.
Yeah, me too, Alex. So this was awesome. Thank you. And yeah, for everyone just kind of watching this, coming across our work for the first time, coming across our work for the last year, yeah, check out those links in the description, like I mentioned, or the orange button below. And if you want to call or just to sign up for some of our free trainings and kind of get introduced into our world, you can do that here. So thank you everyone for watching. And thank you again, Alex. This is so great.
Thank you.